Yo, good morning, everyone. It's D. Bailey. Thank you for tuning into the channel. And I want to start by saying that I am a gun guy. You heard me correctly. I am a gun guy. I'm a Marine Corps veteran. In fact, in the Marine Corps, I was a marksmanship instructor. I taught some of the finest shooters, all right, in the armed forces how to correct themselves with firearms, how to maintain firearms safety, and to improve their shooting skills and shooting abilities. All right. So I'm going to get into it in just a second. But first, please be sure to subscribe at this time. Hit that notification bell. Like, share this video. And as we move forward, I'm going to ask that you please leave your comments below. All right. So really quick, I started this video stating that I'm a gun guy. I have been watching the news lately. There's an NBA shooter by the name of Morant. Okay, I don't watch basketball at all. Okay, I'm not a basketball guy. I can play pretty decently. I have boys that play basketball, sons that play basketball. But my purpose for doing this video is to touch on this news that's been circulating regarding Morant. And the reason that I'm commenting on this is because of the impact of the news as it relates to young men, okay, in their 20s. All right. It's super careless, in my opinion. I think by anyone's opinion, I think that is very careless to walk around with firearms, pointing them at people, not maintaining ultimate safety, abusing your Second Amendment right. All right. The kid, from my understanding, he's about 23 years old. He has a father who's involved in his life, and from my understanding, he's making millions of dollars. He's responsible for others. He employs many others. And given this reality, he should be far more responsible. Okay. And I contrast this with my experience as a young man. I've been one of the pretty much every statistic that you can expect from a young black man raised by a single mother, inner city, urban living, dropping out of school, having children at a young age. So I've lived all of that, and I've actually overcome all that. So that gives me my credibility. Okay. So let's get into it really quick. At 20 years old, I became a Marine Corps. I became a Marine. All right. Went off to the Marine boot camp, became an expert shooter. And to give you a little idea on what that entails, we slept with our firearms, M16s. Okay. Locked to the bed, trained with it every moment of the day. If you get caught without your weapon, you're done. Okay. In practical sense, if you're without your weapon, you're no good to anyone. All right. And you can even be killed with that if you're not conscious of where that weapon is. When I joined the Marine Corps, I came from I was raised as a Seventh-day Adventist Christian. Guns were off limits. They were a negative thing. Okay. So this was the mindset that I took to the Marine Corps. All right. There were times where I experimented with guns as a teenager. All right. I toyed around with them. I've touched them. I've shot them a few times, but it just wasn't in me. So when I get to the Marine Corps, there's a culture shock. Okay. You're taught to kill. You're taught to, sleep with that thing. There was a point where, during my training where I felt like I was going crazy because, guns were just every moment of my life were guns, 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 guns. All right. So it was until after, well, let me back up a little bit. As a marksmanship instructor in the Marine Corps, I became skilled. I just became phenomenal with shooting. M16s, 45s. I was, MP5s, you name it, all types of guns, 50 cal, saw, all these different guns that the average person doesn't shoot. I became great at. Okay, I even became a competition shooter as a Marine, marksmanship instructor. I was able to shoot weapons that the average Marine wasn't able to shoot on an ongoing basis. Okay, so with this, I became very comfortable with weapons, and in that I learned safety. Okay, you never point a weapon at anything you do not intend to shoot. Okay, treat every weapon as if it were loaded. All right, keep your finger straight and off the trigger until you're ready to fire. Keep your weapon on safety until you're ready to fire. All right, there were even times when I was in the Marine Corps off duty. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Marines are some of the most stressed out service members as it relates to other branches because of the rigorous indoctrination, rigorous training that we go through. There were times when I wasn't working as a 20, 21-year-old, there were times where I was off duty where I had altercations with weapons. Okay, I was in my 20s, so professionally, I'm this highly qualified weapons guy, but then I'm also in my 20s. Alcohol involved, trying to maintain a certain image as civilians. So it was my dichotomy. It was my youth, me growing up. Okay, I was irresponsible, in other words. Okay, but at the same time, I knew better. Okay, so the point that I'm trying to make right now is, you have so many of these young guys, whether they be millionaires or whatnot, walking around with firearms because they have this Second Amendment right. But at the same time, they're abusing that Second Amendment right, and they're not using it for the purposes intended. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to offer you guys, if you have any, if you know any young guys, black, white, whatever. Okay, but I'm speaking specifically from my community. All right, you need to check these guys. You need to understand what they should be doing. You should understand what the intent of the Second Amendment right was, and responsible gun ownership and responsible handling, so that you can hold these young guys to the same standard. A lot of you don't know how to properly handle weapons. You don't just go purchase a weapon, show it off, be careless with it. You have people like myself who understand the standards for holding for owning weapons, that will hold these people accountable. Okay, they're walking around as children in adult bodies, which is not a safe thing. Men like myself, men who understand proper firearm safety and handling, we're going to expect that they know how to handle these weapons and know how to be responsible with these weapons. So it's going to be up to you. You love these people, you love these young guys. They're not going to get the second chance all the time that you would like for them to get. Okay, you have to hold them to the standard beforehand. All right, I have videos on how to properly shoot, how to properly handle weapons. You can easily access them on my channel. So there's no excuse. There are too many resources out here to have weapons and then maintain the oops, my bad when it comes to these weapons. All right, so let's step up our standards for owning firearms and for handling firearms, and do better. Okay, because these young guys, they are in danger. If you love these guys, let's hold them to that standard and make sure that they're responsible because you love them. Okay, I hope this helps. Please reference it, going forward, as you need to share it with someone. All right, I hope this helps. D. Bailey Speaks. I hope you're listening. Don't forget to subscribe, jam that notification bell, like, and let's hear what your comments are below. Thank you for listening. D. Bailey Speaks. Peace.